Hello.
Okay, we're gonna jump right into it.
Let's jump into
Yesterday
it.
was amazing. I feel like it was very prominent. It ended up being very prominent for where our world is today. And I think that it encouraged a lot of people. I noticed a lot of people who were grieving what's been happening in the world talked about how much it spoke to them in particular about that. So I thought that that was really cool. But I wanted to unpack the 3 points that you made in particular. Comparison is killing us, comfort is paralyzing us, and cynicism is hindering us. Starting with the comparison is killing us, you mentioned how Instagram can be such a harsh conduit to us feeling bad about ourselves. And I think it's so true, but I also talked to a lot of people afterwards at lunch about how a lot of people aren't just using Instagram for like social interaction with people. A lot of people are using it for inspiration to run their business.
That's right.
And so now being a platform in which you're not just keeping up with old friends, you're also kind of using it
to leverage kind of what you've been called to do.
Where do you kind of draw that line, and where do you see Instagram taking us, and how do we use it as a healthy tool, but still maybe even guard our hearts?
Yeah, well, I love it. I mean, I think it's always probably foolish to take any, well, depending on what it is, but to take any medium, whatever it would be, and make it evil. I think Instagram would be just like money.
Yeah.
Really, it's amoral in and of itself, but it just kind of takes on the nature of whoever's holding it. So if you're good and you're generous, then your money is good and generous. But if you're stingy, then your money is stingy.
Yeah.
I think the same thing is true with Instagram or Facebook or Boost or whatever you're going to be doing out there to kind of get whatever platform or your name or your business or your company out there. I'm all for it. I think we got to use these things and leverage them as best we possibly can. But I do think if we find worth, value, identity in any of those things, especially for people who are followers of Christ.
Yeah.
You've gone off the rails, you're going the wrong direction. And how do you know? You know by after you are done, are you feeling better or worse, about yourself? Yeah. Now, you might look at something and go, oh my goodness, I could be doing so much better here in this area. And I don't think that should produce guilt. I think it should produce inspiration. Yeah. And if it can produce inspiration, then by all means, keep on leveraging every single tool. Instagram is what's out there now. There will be something else at some point in time. And maybe at that point in time, I'll be too old to use it. Who knows? But I want to continue to ride whatever wave and leverage the different tools and mediums and ingenuity and creativity that people are bringing to the world. But I don't want my worth and value to go up and down based on likes and followers. Now, if you're a business and you're thinking, hey, I'm trying to get this in front of as many people as possible, and I did this post and it only got 1,000 views. I did this other post and it got 5,000 views. Well, then you got some fantastic data, and you ought to go with the latter rather than the former.
Yeah.
I get that. But don't make that now I have a good company because I got 1,000 views or 5,000 views. Because having a lot of views does not mean you have a good company. That does not mean the culture and the soul of what you're building is healthy and good. So at what point in time will we not allow the metrics of Instagram and Facebook to be our validation? There are some other things that need to be underneath the surface in order for a family to be good. A lot of likes and comments on a particular family picture does not mean you have a good family. But that's nice to have a lot of likes and comments, but you want to make sure we're doing the hard work. We're doing the hard work of digging down into the root system of who we are and making sure what we are projecting is actually true, that it's consistent, that there's integrity. What I'm saying behind the scenes is the same thing I'm saying in front of people. And if I feel like I have to be fake, then I've lost my way. If I feel like I have to appease people, then I've lost my way. So that's kind of, that's a quick synopsis of some of my thoughts around this. Hope that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. If you feel like, whether it be Instagram, it could be something completely other than Instagram. But if you feel like
TikTok. I heard about something called TikTok. I don't even know what that is.
it's like Vine. I just found out yesterday what it is.
Okay.
But if you find that something is kind of stirring up that comparison, if your goal is to get super fit, so you're maybe following all of these fitness accounts, or you're looking at this, or if your goal is to be really well read, so
Yeah.
you're looking at all these other people, and then you find that that starts to creep up in you, what do you think is the formula to like cut that off?
I think it's easy. Like you just said, cut that off.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
We don't have to watch TV. We don't have to be on Instagram. These are not things we need to actually live, right? I mean, what we need to live is air,
Yeah.
water, food, and I would say the grace of Almighty God. You know, those are the things that we actually need.
Yeah.
So I do think it's problematic that we are believing there are some things we actually need to survive that we don't really need to survive. I know we feel like we need our phones, but you don't need your phone to survive. It's actually healthy to turn it off,
Yeah.
put it down, put it in a drawer somewhere, focus in on your friends, to be at a party, at a dinner party, and not take pictures of the dinner party,
Yeah.
but to look people eyeball to eyeball. That's an okay thing to do. Now, at the end, you want to take a whole bunch of selfies and a whole bunch of pictures? Great. And I'm not saying it's bad to take pictures during the party. I'm just saying there are times that we are living our lives through our phones and not living our lives through our eyes and through our hearts and through our conversations. And I'm not saying like the world is all bad now because we've got technology. It's not. It's better. It's stronger. We're more connected. I think it's a good thing. But at the same time, I don't want to lose the soul of who we are because we have all of this technology. So let's just remember, if I'm getting married to my beautiful wife, who happens to be sitting in here, who I love you so much, honey. If we're having our wedding day, I don't want to have a phone in my hand, Instagram living my vows. Now, someone's probably going to do that, and someone's probably already done that, and fine. But I want to feel all I need to feel in that moment, and I don't want to be thinking, oh, look what they said, oh, look what they said. No, I want to be thinking about what she's saying, and I want to be thinking about what I'm saying to her. So that would be a beautiful moment to go, let somebody else capture this, because I want to capture this right here. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it's so good. Diving into the comfort is paralyzing us. This was particularly challenging for me, I feel like, because I love to be comfortable. And I also feel like you see a lot of things right now talking about like self-care and like take care of yourself first so that you can take care of others.
Yeah.
You need to put boundaries in place and prioritize, take care of me. I see it so much.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is actually kind of subtly countercultural
It is.
to a lot of things that we see. And you had mentioned creating like a comfortable space and how that's not bad, but how when we idolize that or anything else, it can be detrimental. But what would you even say, because I was thinking about it, I feel like comfort for a lot of people might be vices. Because when we step into something that's uncomfortable, God's calling us to, we're more inclined to want that comfort. And so what would you say would be like kind of a red flag, and also how do you dig yourself out of that hole? How do you resist that urge to be comfortable? Being uncomfortable?
Well, we all have to choose what we're going after, right? And am I going to go after my own needs, desires, wants, or am I going to go after something much bigger than me? Now, I believe we live our best lives or going after something much bigger than us. I'm a pastor. I love Jesus with all of my heart. I believe God has transformed not only my life, but obviously our church community's life. And I see what the cross has done, and I see how far Christ was willing to go. So that has motivated me to say my life is not going to be about me. It's ultimately going to be about someone greater than me. So I'm trying to align myself with God's plans and purposes for my life. I'm trying to make sure I die empty. I'm trying to make sure every purpose, every design, every reason that God put me on this earth, every person I've been called to touch, I reach them. Not for my glory, but for His. So that's where my focus is. I'm fixing my eyes on Jesus. Since my eyes are now on Him, I'm going to have a bunch of other distractions. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. It's part of life. And these distractions, sometimes they can be the blessings that God has given me. I've seen plenty of people that have been, shoot, you and Jansen, young married couple, one day you guys are going to be amazing parents, and you're praying maybe one day to be mom and dad, and when you have that precious baby, it's a gift.
Yeah.
Given to you by God. I have seen so many couples take the gift that God gave them and make their gift now their focus and no longer God their focus. So now their lives revolve around the gift. Their lives revolve around making sure the baby's happy and the baby's taken care of and the baby doesn't cry and the baby's schedule is always working right and nothing disrupts the baby. And the problem with that is there's going to come a point in time where the call of God on your life is going to be different than the baby's schedule.
Yep.
So who wins at that point in time? And I'm not talking about being a jerk or being, rude to your kids. I think schedules are healthy and good. But I do think we put our eyes and we focus our eyes and our attention on the wrong things. Oh, God, bless me with a new job. I can't wait to get this company off the ground. He gives you the new job. He helps you get the company off the ground. Then the company becomes the focus. So now I want to do everything I can to make sure the company stays in order. Forgetting the God who gave you the company. Forgetting the God who gave you the relationship, forgetting the God who gave you the wisdom and the insight and the intuition that you needed to get that thing off of the ground. So I think it has everything to do with our focus. Yeah. So if we can receive the blessings and say, how do I leverage this? How do I connect this with the God who gave me this in the first place? I think that helps things fall into line. That helps God be number one, and we have no other gods before him. I know we can look at other places around the world and we can think they're silly maybe for the gods that they elevate. You're like, oh my goodness, why are they worshiping this thing or this thing made with hands or that animal? But in the West, we just have other gods, and it just happens to be money or fame or popularity or relationship or whatever different thing. And we might not make statues out of these things, but we do bend so much of our life towards them. And I think no wonder we see so much anxiety, so much depression, so much fear, so many of these other things creeping in because we are putting our hope in things that were never designed to carry our hope. Our hope was always supposed to be in God and in God alone. So if we can keep it there, man, I think we can find a really, really good sweet spot. I'm all for self-care. I like to go to the gym, as often as I can, though I haven't for quite some time. I'm going to get back on track. Sorry, honey. So I'm going to, do that. I think it's good for your body, good for your mind, a good stress reliever, all of that stuff. But I'm not doing that just so I can look good. I'm doing that actually so I can have all the energy I need to fulfill the call of God on my life and to do what he's called me to do and be who he's called me to be.
It's so good. This question might be kind of weird and I hope I word it well.
Okay.
But talking about the comfort versus discomfort piece, do you always feel slightly uncomfortable? If that makes sense. Do you feel like God does his most active work in growing? Because we always talk about how we can't grow.
Yeah.
Are you always slightly uncomfortable, or do you think that there are ebbs and flows to the whole journey of stepping into uncomfortable?
If you're going to have vision, you're always going to feel a little bit uncomfortable. Okay? It's part of vision. It's part of having a dream, a picture of something that's ahead. And when you have a picture of something that's ahead, that means you don't have it yet.
Yeah.
And there is a tension that builds there. Now, some of us, that tension can keep us up at night. Others of us, we can still go and have a great party with friends and live with that tension. But yes, for me personally, I do have vision. I do have a lot of dreams in my heart. So I do live with a measure of discomfort that I am probably just used to. I'm just used to. I don't even think about it all the time, but I'm wanting to go and wanting to take a step and wanting to figure something out. And my wife's like that too. So our pillow talk sometime is a lot about the future and the future and the future and the future. And that's really good. And at times it can be tiring for sure. So we do need to have sometimes we pause. And again, that self-care is important. You see, Jesus would do this. You know, he's got this amazing mission. He would go off by himself to a quiet place and pray. And then the people would come and he would feel compassion towards them. Again, vision. I'm here to seek and save the lost. He's here to love the brokenhearted and to mend people's lives together. So he would feel this compassion, this groaning, this turning in his heart. It's like, I got to do something about that. But he still would go away, pray, pause, kneel. So I try to do that in the morning. And then when I get from my knees, I am thinking, okay, what things do we need to do today to get us where God is calling us to go? I just drove past a building today and I was like, I wonder if there's supposed to be another home for Shoreline City. I wonder, when can I get in there? When can I go walk that place? Man, it might be too expensive for us, but God, you're able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask, think, or imagine. All that happened in 2.4 seconds, while I'm just driving past a building on the way to this facility here that is very, very full, and we're so thankful that it's full, and we'll continue to make room for every one of your friends. Okay, we're figuring it out, so keep on bringing everybody. But that's vision. Vision makes you uncomfortable, and the idea that comfort is king. No, Jesus is king. That's who's king in my life. So I'm trying to figure out, how do I keep just putting one foot in front of the other? And there will be a day I'll be 102 years old and maybe have like 7 teeth. And go, can I be comfortable now? And I might turn to my great grandkid and say, hey, I got an idea. Who knows? Maybe that's just how God wired me, and how God wired others as well. But you have a great gift to sing. You got a wonderful gift to sing. I'm so glad you use it. So glad. You make us all better. But there are plenty of people that have gifts to sing that don't use it. They're too uncomfortable to use their gift, and it's not good for the rest of us. It's hurting us. Now, we don't know that it's hurting us because we don't know that the person has that gift. But how much better would we be if every person said, hey, I'm uncomfortable, but I think I can do this. Now, the bigger problem comes in when someone thinks they have a gift that they don't actually have, and like, hey, I'd like to use this. And we're like, no, that's really hurting us here. Let's redirect your gift here. Let's put you in another spot. No, my grandma tells me I can sing. Your grandma, she can't hear, okay? She has hearing aids that she takes out when you sing. So that obviously can hurt us, but I think more of us need to be willing to go, hey, I'll try it. I'll try it. And I might not even be good at it yet, but I'll try it. I might not be the best at it yet, but I'll try it. Even Ryan here, who's behind the camera, he's got a great photography gift, and he's been learning the video gift more and more and more and more. I'm so glad he's working this muscle. He's got a gift. He's got this seed on the inside of him, and it just needs to be cultivated. It needs to be watered. It needs to be weeds need to be pulled out of it. And man, this guy's going to keep getting better and better and better. So you don't start where you're going to end, but you gotta start.
So good. We can kind of close on this cynicism piece, but I hope that it lends to us ending on a positive.
Okay.
But you talked about how cynicism is hindering us, which I think is maybe the key that a lot of people felt like was prominent for what's happening in the world today. You had mentioned that maybe it's that the world is the darkest it's ever been, or maybe we're just the most exposed to it that we've ever been. But I know that we're known for our culture of positivity. We're known for our culture of joy. And
like our church family?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I've been told that my positivity is annoying.
Okay.
And I feel
that's
like
rude.
It is rude. But I feel like in maybe situations and seasons of life in our world where it's seemingly the darkest it's ever been, having that unshakable hope and having that really odd positivity
Yeah.
that the best is still yet to come, that God's still faithful, can be hard
Yeah.
in certain groups.
Yeah, it can.
And so I kind of wanted to see what you felt like the biblical key would be in such a dark season of life,
Yeah.
to still carry that hope with empathy.
If somebody is sleeping, this happened to my kids this morning. When they're sleeping in their room and I come in and I turn on the lights, boom, there's never a time. They're like, thank you, Father. Thank you so much for coming into our darkness and turning the lights on right away.
Yeah.
Their eyes always hurt. And I think that is true with God-given, God-inspired joy, positivity, vision, and hope.
Yeah.
That when that type of light shines on somebody's soul who is dark, I get why somebody would go, that's annoying. That bothers me. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Because it's light. And I don't think we should ever apologize for vision, hope, joy, and life. I know there are bad things going on in the world. Shoot. I'm in some of them with my family. Other people are carrying things with their families as well. So what are we to do? Are we to take the circumstances of our life and of our day and age and make that our diet? Or do we turn instead to the God of heaven that stands outside of time, that has seen eternity past to eternity present to eternity future, and he is on his throne and his power is not diminished at all? When I look at him and I see him still smiling because he knows we have the victory in Christ Jesus, then I say, I can see with eyes of hope and I can speak to mountains. And I'm not trying to put my head in the sand and say things aren't bad. I cry tears. And the scriptures are clear with that. Mourn with those who mourn. That is totally appropriate and right to do. Jesus wept at the tomb of Lazarus. It's beautiful. But he also walked up to that tomb and said, roll the stone away. And Lazarus come out, take off that man's grave clothes. That's also what he did. So I'm going to cry, yes, and I'm going to connect. But at the end of the day, I'm ending with take away the stone, let that man or woman come out, let that marriage be put back together, let that business be restored, let that family be mended. That's where I'm going to end, because that's who I see Jesus Christ being. And I'm just trying to be like him as much as I can. And he walked into a room with a 12-year-old girl that was dead, and he came in and said she's only sleeping, and everybody laughed.
Yeah.
I'm fine with people laughing, but I'm going to keep walking into rooms with dead little girls and dead young boys and dead dreams and dead visions, and I'm going to let people laugh, and I'm going to say, Talitha Yakum, little girl, get up. Get up. And when she gets up, the people that were laughing, I'm not going to hate on them. No problem at all. You didn't see what I saw. Maybe didn't know what I knew. But now I pray the next time you're in a room, you walk in with hope. I pray the next time you're in a boardroom where things are going the wrong direction, you stand up and say, you know what? I think we can get to the other side. I pray that you'll be the one when your family is falling apart, everybody's bickering, you'll be the one to stop and pray. If you'll be the one to do that, you can see dead situations come to life as well. So keep being positive. I'm not going to apologize, about that. I'm going to keep on being who God has called us to be. And I've got some friends. They are way more emo, they just are, and we need them too. And I'm thankful for them. But in our church environment, that's not going to be the overwhelming feel and flow, because Jesus is alive. The cross did happen, but it's also, Jesus is no longer on it, and the tomb is empty, and we have been given the victory. I almost got up during fourth service because I felt, I'm not going to sing this, I'll probably give you to sing this, but I kept feeling in my heart just some words. It's already done. 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 The thing that I'm concerned about, it's already done. The things that I'm battling, it's already done. I just felt that so big in my heart. It's already done. I'm not there yet, but it's already done. So I'm going to keep putting one foot in front of the other, sometimes through tears, sometimes through laughter, but I'm going to keep putting one foot in front of the other. I'm going to trust God that he's going to bring all this together for his glory and his glorious cause.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. I love that we get to do this.
It was amazing.
We're in the room.
In the room.
You were in the room. We were in the room together.
It's awesome.